Well, we're back out here at Beachwood. This story just doesn't end. It seems that our city council back in the early 90s purchased some liability insurance, and through some legal wrangling, our attorneys have obtained a $10 million arbitration award. And this could actually increase because of interest and fines. Now, this has provoked a conversation as to what we should do with that $10 million plus award. It's my contention that we should pay off all the debt that we can, and we should focus on paying off Build America bond debt. And this is why. Now, the reason the City Council chose to use Build America bonds to help finance part of the debt to pay off for the judgment of the Beachwood was that we received a slightly higher subsidy from the federal government on the interest paid on any funds obtained through Build America bonds. Now, we were paying 8% interest rate on those bonds, but because of the subsidy, it works out to about 6+%. Instead of using judgment obligation bonds, which we pay about 4% on interest rate. Our bonds are structured, the Beachwood bonds are structured in such a way as that there's no payoff on principal for the first 15 years. All we're paying is interest on the first 15 years of the loan. And we're paying about, like I said, 6% interest, but that could change. One of the downsides of using Build America bonds to pay for Beachwood debt was that we're counting on the federal government to pay that subsidy for 30 years. The problem is there is no guarantee that the government will continue to pay that subsidy. They can withdraw the subsidy, they can change the terms, they can do this at any time. And this could happen as soon as January 1st, 2013. If the Republicans and the Democrats in Washington don't get their act together and make incredibly painful political concessions on a whole range of budget cuts and tax increases, automatic cuts in that subsidy are going to kick in of around 7.6%. Fortunately for the citizens of Half Moon Bay, our bond counsel, Oric Carrington and Sutcliffe, included a provision in the bond prospectus that covered us in case this calamity were to occur. And this provision is called Extraordinary Optional Redemption. What triggers it is any change in the subsidy or the way we're able to use the bonds that comes about due to any act of the federal government or its interpretation of the law, and it's meant to cover us in case the reason we obtained the bonds no longer exists. Our subsidy was reduced from 35% to 29% as a result of the investigation that the IRS did pertaining to our use of Build America bonds to pay off Beachwood debt. That triggered extraordinary optional redemption. Now, the reason I've explained to you the option to use extraordinary optional redemption is that this is an incredible opportunity to pay off a debt that is structured in the most expensive way that they could have structured it. We're not paying any principal for 15 years. We're paying an extra 2% of interest rate, and that's assuming we get to keep the subsidy. It's really important that you understand this and that you tell your city council and let them know that you're watching. This is a lot of money, folks, and we have an incredible opportunity to pay off a debt that otherwise some of the kids who are currently attending kindergarten up at Hatch are going to be faced when they graduate from high school. Now, I really believe that you would put an extremely high priority on paying off that debt early, especially when we could save $15 million in interest payments by doing so. And I know I would, and that's why I want to run for City Council. Thanks for watching this video.